Well, good morning. As Hood said, the topic today is the function of this room. We meet here every month. The room is used by the school board, a lot of the other organizations in the county on a regular basis, but it's also the Emergency Operations Center for the county. Just a few words. This is an Aries group, it's not a club, and our served agency is the Williamson County EMA. And as an Aries group, and part of the Aries group are what's called the reserves. These are vetted members of WCARES that come in and work for the EMA in the event of an emergency. Over the years, WCARES has done a lot of things for the EMA. For years, we kept up all the computers in this room, all the comms and phone systems in this room. We've kept up a lot of their rolling stock. We've helped in when they get new radio systems in, getting those set up either permanently or in vehicles. We've helped setting up new telephone systems for them when they get in blocks of new phones. A lot of times in the event of severe weather or an emergency, the reserves will be called in to help set this room up to get it ready for the EMA to come in and get started. This room normally is in what you call level 5. If you've heard in the movies DEFCON 3 or DEFCON 1, they just go levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is normal operation, like right now. I would suspect the county may go to level 4 tonight, which because of all the flooding in the area, they're probably going to go to level 4. And when they go to level 4, this table here will be manned. This is the head table. We might have a couple of reserves in here helping them, but these tables out here are normally not used in a level 4. If they go to 3, 4, or 5, then you're going to see this room totally activated, and you'll have representatives from every major office in the county mayors, the sheriff, and everybody will be up here. All the major industries, the hospitals, will all come in, and they've got assigned seating positions in this room. And the tables are arranged, there's 9 tables. Where did it go? The tables are arranged by ESF. And what is an ESF? An ESF is an emergency service function. Across the country, every EMA, every organization that deals with emergencies works in ESFs. And the ESFs for the county are transportation, communications, infrastructure, energy, I flipped 2 slides, human needs, resource, health and medical, search and rescue, hazmat, food, energy, law enforcement, donations, recovery, animals, and then they've instituted a 17th one here just recently, cybersecurity. You got 17 groups, you've got 90 positions in this room. When they come into this room, here's how the room's laid out. That table in the back closest to our Oxcom room is where energy and communications is. And if there's any WCARES members or reserve members that are called in to help in the case of an emergency, unless they're working on the head table, they'll be at that table right there. So you'll see resource and supports over there, food donations. You can see where everybody, their assigned position is there. Now, in the case of an emergency, if it's fully staffed, you've got 90 people in here plus this group up here. It could be, it could be, and can is sometimes, it's chaotic. But just like we do at field day or winter field day, they use ICS forms. But instead of using paper forms, they use a software program called WebEOC. And WebEOC takes all of the ICS forms that everybody uses when they're handling their part of the event and congregates them into a report that lives forever for that document in case you have to come back after the event. I logged into WebEOC the other day, and everybody logs in, logs out, and the program keeps track of what everybody's doing. This is a 214, just like you would use at a different event. When you've got all these different groups and they only get called in a couple of times a year, or maybe a couple of times every couple of years, they need to stay up on how to operate this room. So the EMA has a group called the Local Emergency Planning Committee, the LEPC. And that group puts on tabletop exercises. They used to be quarterly before COVID, and they're getting ready to start back doing that again. But they will bring in all of these agencies, and they come into this room and they take their positions. And there's one of these on every table. They take their positions here so that the people at the head table know if they want to talk to the utility companies, they know they're back over there. And the same with all the others. And on the other side of the card is all of the phone numbers that are assigned to each position. If you want to, there's a little silver button in front of you. You can push that. It will raise up a screen for a computer. The computer is under the table, the keyboard's in front of you, the screen will come up and there's the phone number that's listed there. And you can see, what they see. I'm not gonna bring up WebEOC right now, but at the front of each table, there's a screen that'll come up that mirrors this screen. That if they need to see something a little closer, they can see it on the individual tables. But that's pretty much how they function. At some time in the future, WCARES is going to have tabletop exercise. They'll have a meeting just like this, and I don't know whether Hoop's going to announce it ahead of time or not, but we'll change the meeting to a tabletop exercise, and you'll do something just like field day or another event that WCARES has had in the past. Instead of using WebEOC, which we'd have to set up passwords and stuff for everybody, we'll probably bring in computers that the county's going to provide, and then that'll be done over the internet. But that will be sometime in the future. Yeah. Got your mic.
All right, thank you, Ed.
There's
Okay, so I'm just going to give a short description of the tabletop exercise we may be able to do here. Like Ed said, we'll try to bring in computers. What we would like to have everyone do, though, on your laptop, if you could download and install the WinLink program, then you could bring your your computer in and work right off your personal one that you're familiar with. But anyway, so the official definition, tabletop exercise are discussion-based sessions where team members meet in an informal classroom setting to discuss their roles during an emergency and their responses to a particular emergency situation. So that's what we would like to do. We may be able to get in a couple this year if we're lucky. So we'll pick a scenario. Like Ed said, it may be field day, or we may be actually simulating flooding or a tornado, some emergency that we would more than likely happen in Williamson County, and we'll just play that out. So there's two ways to do tabletop exercises. One is you put a group at a table and you assign them a position, be it net control or shelter communications or EMA or whatever, and each person will be assigned a position, and then they will sit around, they'll be given a scenario, and they will discuss that scenario and how their places would fit into the overall plan. The second one, and the much more fun one, is a role-playing exercise where we would set a table up that might be shelter 1, shelter 2, one for net control, one maybe for the OSCOM room, just whatever we want to do, and there'll be people assigned to those, and then we would, kind of like the sit exercise, it'd be run the same way we do the sit exercise, where there would be injects and an envelope, or somehow each table would get an inject or what they're supposed to do, and then there would actually be interconnectivity, interaction between each of the tables. So there'd be a rudder to move envelopes around. We could use WinLink in a telnet mode so that we could actually send and receive emails from each of the shelters or whatever. But really, that's what we're looking for. I hope we'll have a lot of cooperation and people playing with us. Like I said, Hoop may just spring in on us, and then you're stuck here, so you might as well take part in it. But and there'll be a big emphasis on the ICS farms. And I think we're going to have someone a little later give a show on each of the ICS farms and what they do and how they're to be filled out. We use these documents in actual scenarios that we would take place in, and they are a living legal document. So when our part of the event is over, all those documents would be collected and turned into EMA, which would go into their files if it was an actual event, and they would send those to FEMA. They get reimbursed for dollars and other things for that. But those excuse me, those documents are legal documents. So the main thing is to always print them out in a neat fashion. So that's about it.
Well, along those same lines, one of the beauties of Web EOC, if any of you have ever done the sit down like after winter field day or after field day, and you got all these forms that have come in all different variations of chicken scratching, and you're trying to decipher what somebody said. With Web EOC, all the traffic from every position in here it's typed in, it's all aggregated into a report at the end, and that report is generated at the push of a button, and it goes into the file.
Right. And then after our scenarios, we'll do a hot wash or an after-action review like we do on the set exercises and field day, just to kind of get people's opinions, what you thought about it, what went wrong, what went good. So I hope y'all are looking forward to that. It's going to be fun, so thank you very much. Oh, any questions from anybody? Yes, sir.
What's an example of a level 1 situation in here? Has that ever happened?
It has not happened. I think the lowest we've ever gone is a level 3. A level 1 is...
That would be the big earthquake?
It would be bad.
Yeah. when the truck that took out
Oh, the bridge, yeah.
the bridge, that was probably a level 3.
Yeah.
Some of the scenarios that they work through on their exercises are like a wreck like that, and all the agencies come in. They've had exercises where you've got chemical spill or a gas release at a manufacturing plant, and all the agencies come in and they have to work out how they're going to handle getting all the people in and out of the area, getting people to and from the hospitals, traffic. I think the worst I've ever seen is a 3.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a 1.
No. The May 10th flood that we had here was a level 3, and they had a lot of people in the room when they activated. So it does get as low as that, but so far, thank goodness, that's all we've gone to. All right. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Is that a radio room over here incorporated?
It could be very well, because what we would do is normally bring our Monday night nets. Laura, or whoever the net control is, of course, right now they're running from their home. In the event of a major incident, we would bring net control into the OXCOM room where we have WinLink, we have VHF, UHF, and HF communications, and they would run that entire exercise through the OXCOM room. The ESF2 table would be the position where our EC would sit, and any messages from the OXCOM room would be given to him, and then he would forward those up to the head table to them, to let them put it up on the board or whatever needed to be done with that. And they would also be running web EOC in there to add to it. So our OXCOM room does play an important part if it was a major exercise.
It's been a part of the LEPCs in the past.
It has.
And like Jeff said, the EC, if he's not at that table, he can be in that room and he can log into web EOC just like he was at the table.
Anything else? All right, thank you all very much.
Let's have a round of applause for